Well, as you can see behind me with all of the messy table and everything, we are in the deep end of homeschool planning right now. And so I wanted to take a minute and show you guys my curriculum picks and what we're going to be doing this next year in 2025 and 2026 for my daughter as she goes into third grade. Hey friends, welcome to Mile High Homeschool. My name is Megan. If you are new here, I'm a second generation homeschooler and I like to make homeschooling and homemaking videos that are hopefully encouraging and hopefully a little entertaining for you on your journey. With math this year, we are going to be sticking with Masterbooks Math because I loved it. We did it last year and had a great time with it. We're going to be doing it again this year. I love their story format. It works really great. I love it because it's a living story that you're going to go through, and then the stuff that they practice in the lesson applies to what you just read in the story at the beginning of the week. And so I love it. It's very simple. It doesn't do tests. They have a test book that you can get if you really want to do tests and stuff like that. They do have specific lessons that are marked as more review lessons. And so that's what I count as like our testing to see how we're doing when we hit those review lessons and that kind of thing. But I'm really excited about it. It's a good mix of word problems. It's a good mix of actual number problems, fill in the blank, multiple choice, verbal, like Muntel math, that kind of stuff. So I very much enjoy it and I'm really excited about going through this with my daughter. We just did the PDF version again because we have a printer that works great and is very economical with printing off all the pages and stuff like that. But this year I also got a binding machine, which I'm very excited about. And so I was like, this is just simple and easy. I think I'm going to keep doing this math curriculum for my other kiddos as well. So doing the PDF and having something I can just reproduce each year instead of having to purchase every year is really budget friendly for us. Language arts. I have a confession to make, friends. I did not finish the book this last year. Didn't finish the book? No, I didn't finish the book.
Can we panic now?
So we're gonna finish it this year. We're gonna finish the book this year. There was like, I don't know, 10, 15 lessons left in it. So I'm not super stressed about it. We'll finish it up in a few weeks. So we're going to finish Foundation C this year for Logic of English, and then we are going to move on to Foundations D and go into this. This I'm excited about because it gets more into grammar and editing and writing and that kind of stuff. So there's still lots of phonics and reading and penmanship and stuff like that. However, the Foundations D workbook, which, big shocker, did the PDF and printed it again because that's what I like. And I just like laminated the cover and that kind of stuff with the coil binding. But this one has some penmanship pages in it. However, the spelling list that it does and the penmanship pages and that kind of thing aren't print or cursive specific. It's the same workbook for both curriculums, like each vein of curriculum that you're on. So it's more about teaching your kid to transpose and like translate, I don't know, which one of those is right? Transpose, translate, I don't know. To switch from print to cursive as they're going through. So I'm excited about that. I think it's gonna be really fun. I think she's really gonna enjoy it. I have loved Logic of English as a curriculum to like give my kids a really solid base in grammar and phonics and English rules and spelling rules and all of that. I love how it works. I'm very excited about that. One thing I will say that with Logic of English, and honestly with any language arts curriculum that you're gonna do, there's gonna be weak areas for your student in particular based on how they learn and the amount of review that the curriculum does and that kind of stuff, and just life in general, because every student has different learning styles. So you're gonna have to find ways probably to supplement pretty much any curriculum you have. There's not gonna, I'm not gonna say there's never going to be, but it's going to be very rare that you have a curriculum that you never have to supplement or change or add anything to or do extra review or anything ever for your kids. My guess is for every single one of your kids, there's gonna be at least one curriculum that you need to supplement and add things into. Language arts and Logic of English is that curriculum for my daughter. There's just a couple of areas that I've noticed we have a few weak spots in. So we're gonna work on improving those. I did get another cursive writing tablet from 𝐅𝐓𝐂. It's just slightly smaller lines. It still has some letter practice, but it also has blank lines. And so each day she is going to have more, as she goes through, then there's just like fully blank pages and that kind of stuff. So each day as she goes through her Logic of English and all of that, I'm going to give her copy work to do, whether it's just a line out of a book or a line from a poem or a verse or that kind of thing. She's going to practice her penmanship through copy work every day. And I know that that's also going to reinforce good grammar and that kind of stuff as well. Her spelling is one of those things that isn't as strong as I think it could be. Now, granted, Foundations D is going to have a much more rigorous spelling session, it looks like, than Foundation C did. But just to also reinforce it a little bit more, I went ahead and got 𝐅𝐓𝐂's spelling and poetry just level 1, because I'm not wanting it to be anything that's contradicting or struggling in her brain with what she's learning in Logic of English. I want it to just be like an easy reinforcement, like confidence booster, to kind of just like help her memorize it faster and that kind of stuff. We're just gonna go through the book. I didn't get the teacher's manual for it because I didn't really feel like we needed it. We're just gonna do one list a week, and then if I feel like we need to do more, I'll get more. But each week it has like all of the spelling lists. This is also part of why I did level 1, because it has it in print and cursive still in 𝐅𝐓𝐂. So she's gonna copy out her spelling list every single day, and then each day there's an activity that you can do for it. And then we're gonna do very similar to what she talks about on this homeschool house of, at the end of the week, we'll do a spelling quiz, and any words that my daughter misses, we're just going to add to the next week's. We'll review them that Friday of like, oh, hey, like, let's go ahead and correct your own work, review it, and then we'll roll them into the next week's work. And granted, if we get to a point where like, oh my gosh, we're rolling so many words into the next week's work, like your spelling list is like 30 words long, we're not gonna let it get to that point. We'll stop and review more often and that kind of thing, and kind of give her time to catch up. Because that's the great thing about supplements is, like any curriculum, you can do it at the pace that you need to do it at. So those are her more individual subjects that she's gonna be doing. And what I'm hoping to do this year is to keep her sit down one-on-one time with mom to about 30 minutes. I'll do a video later about how I'm planning on scheduling our school year and arranging our day and that kind of thing, and what the plan is going to look like and how I'm planning it out. I'll also show you guys my planner for this year and that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm hoping her sit down formal work for the year will only be about 30 minutes a day. So language arts, math, that's all we really need to work on, about 10 to 15 minutes in each one. Much longer than that, it can kind of become a bit of a slog. It can get very heavy to go through. I just know kids do better with shorter lessons. And the great thing is we can take the time to do that with shorter lessons because we homeschool, we have that freedom. Granted, I might have to tweak it, but for now, that's the goal of what we're planning on doing. I hope that gave you some good ideas of things that you could do for 3rd grade and stuff for your kiddos. Feel free to comment down below what you're doing. Let me know if you've ever used 𝐅𝐓𝐂 spelling before, if you've used Logic of English or Masterbooks Math. Let me know what your opinions are. What are your curriculum picks for this year? I'd love to hear it. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.